People say they saw a mermaid in this African river. Is it real? People found Adisa at dawn, his eyes wide with terror, body trembling on the riverbank. For 3 days, he couldn't speak. When he finally did, his words chilled everyone to the bone. She called to me from beneath the water. Her voice was beautiful, but her eyes were empty. And when she smiled, I saw rows of teeth like razors. The villagers whispered, "Mami Wada has returned. 5 people have vanished from this river in the past month. Some say they were taken. Others say they went willingly. Kun. And now, strange lights glow beneath the water's surface at night. Gah! I've come to Jubi River to uncover the truth behind these sightings. What I discovered was far more terrifying than any legend. The Jubi River winds through the dense forests of West Africa like an ancient serpent. For centuries, the local Bassa people have depended on its waters. Fishing, washing, traveling. Good. The river gives life. Bah! According to their traditions, it also takes... My journey began in the small village of Koda, where the most recent sightings occurred. Wooden huts with thatched roofs. The lush landscape. Children play in dirt paths, while elders sit in the shade, their eyes constantly drawn to the flowing waters nearby. Good Chief Iko greets me with a firm handshake but wary eyes. Many outsiders have come before, he says. Research, but they don't stay after sunset. They don't hear the singing. The village has lost 3 young men and 2 women in recent weeks. Official reports call them drownings. The villagers call them offerings. Mami Wada doesn't just take, explains AMA, an elderly woman whose granddaughter was among the missing. She entices, she promises wealth, beauty, power. Those who go to her, they go because they want to. As the afternoon sun bathes the village in golden light, I notice how the people keep their distance from the riverbank. Children are called inside earlier than usual. Fishermen return before the shadows grow long. Tonight, Chief Iko tells me, you will see why. The legend of Mami Wada exists across Africa in various forms. Part woman, part fish, sometimes depicted with a snake wrapped around her body. Unlike European mermaid myths, Mami Wada is not just a creature, she is a deity. Powerful, ancient, unpredictable. She is beauty and danger in one form, explains Professor Nanakwama, a cultural anthropologist who has studied the legends for decades. I meet him in his office filled with artifacts and drawings of the water goddess. The Mami Wada tradition likely began with actual manatee sightings, he explains, showing me sketches of the aquatic mammals. But it evolved into something more complex. In many stories, she's a seductress who lures men underwater to become her spiritual husbands. Women she takes to bestow them with beauty and fertility. But the Jubi River has its own variation of the legend. Here, they believe in Mami Kedu, Dark Water Mother. The professor's voice drops. She appears once every 50 years, when the river runs red with mineral deposits during the dry season. The waters are turning red now. Historical records show a pattern of disappearances along the Jubi every 5 decades. Colonial documents from 1873 mention mass hysteria among natives and claims of river demon abductions. Similar reports appear in 1923 and again in 1973. What's different about this cycle? Professor Kwam leans forward. Is the physical evidence? Back in Koda, I'm shown the evidence that has the village on edge. First, there are the objects found on the riverbank. Scales unlike any known fish in the region, iridescent, almost metallic, yet flexible like skin. When placed in water, they emit a faint bluish glow. Then, there are the recordings. A local teacher captured strange sounds on his phone 3 nights before a disappearance. When played back, I hear what sounds like singing but distorted, as if coming from underwater. The melody is haunting, wordless, yet somehow conveys meaning. Several villagers who heard it reported vivid dreams that night. Most disturbing are the photos. Blurry images taken at dusk show a dark shape in the water. When enhanced, one can make out what appears to be a human torso that extends into something not human. This could be a log, a lighting trick, or digital manipulation, I suggest. Then explain this, says Kofi, a fisherman who hands me his phone. The video shows the river at night. For several seconds, nothing happens. Then, suddenly, beneath the surface, lights begin to pulse blue, green, purple, moving in patterns to coordinated to be reflections or fish. The most compelling evidence, however, comes from Adisa, the young man found traumatized on the riverbank. After much persuasion, he agrees to speak with me. We sit in the shade away from the river. Adisa's hands tremble as he recounts his experience. I was fishing late. I know it's forbidden, but my family needed food. The moon was bright, making the water look like silver cloth. He pauses, swallows hard. I heard humming first. A woman's voice, singing a lullaby my mother used to sing. Impossible, my mother died years ago. When he looked into the water, he saw lights, similar to those in Kofi's video. But then, he says, the water parted. She rose slowly, water streaming down her body. Her skin was both dark and shimmering, like oil on water. Her hair moved like it was underwater, even in the air. Beautiful. So beautiful, I couldn't look away. According to Adisa, the creature spoke to him, not with words, but directly into his mind. She promised to show him wonders beneath the river, treasures beyond imagination. I found myself walking into the water. I couldn't stop. Didn't want to stop. When I was chest deep, she reached for me with webbed fingers. His voice cracks. That's when I saw her other face. Just for a moment, like a mask slipping. Her eyes turned black, completely black. Her mouth opened wider than any human mouth could. Rows of teeth like needles. And behind her in the water, I saw the others. Others, I ask. The missing villagers? But they weren't themselves anymore. Their skin had the same shimmer. Their necks had gills. They were changing. Adisa claims he broke free from the trance only when he cut his hand on a rock, the pain shocking him back to his senses. Kuh! He ran, but felt something grab his ankle before he reached the shore. Could! The marks remain 5 distinct bruises that look remarkably like fingerprints. She'll come for me again, he whispers. Kay. She doesn't forgive those who escape. I'm skeptical of Adisa's account, but cannot explain his injuries or trauma. Big. To investigate further, I assemble a small team. Myself, Kofi the fisherman, and Dr. Mensa, a marine biologist studying river ecosystems. We set up equipment along the riverbank, cameras with night vision, underwater microphones, temperature sensors. Good! Dr. Mensa takes water samples, finding unusual mineral concentrations that could explain the reddish tint, but not the bioluminescence reported. This could be a new species of algae or bacteria, she suggests. Or pollution from an upstream mining operation, causing chemical reactions. As dusk approaches, tension builds in our small group. Kofi grows increasingly nervous, muttering prayers under his breath. We should not be here after dark, he warns. Especially not tonight. Why tonight? I ask. It's the new moon. The night she hunts. Dr. Mensa rolls her eyes at this, but I notice she checks her escape route back to our vehicle. As darkness falls, the river seems to come alive. The water's surface ripples despite the absence of wind. Our equipment begins recording temperature fluctuations and unusual sound frequencies just below human. Then, at exactly midnight, All our electronic devices fail simultaneously. Cameras, microphones, even our flashlights. Even our flashlights. In the sudden darkness, we hear it, the singing. The melody seems to come from everywhere and nowhere at once. Beautiful, yet discordant, like several voices singing different songs that somehow harmonize perfectly. Then, the water begins to glow. Not just pinpricks of light, but entire sections of the river illuminating from below. Patterns, form spirals, waves, symbols unknown to any human language. They pulsed with the rhythm of the song. We need to leave. Now, Kofi tugs urgently at my sleeve. Dr. Mensah stands transfixed, her scientific skepticism battling with what her eyes are witnessing. "This is impossible!" she whispers, taking a step toward the water. That's when we see it. A ripple in the center of the river grows into a swirl, water rising in a column. Within this liquid pillar, a form takes shape humanoid from the waist up, but with features that defy natural explanation. Her skin absorbs and reflects light simultaneously, creating an effect like black opal. Where hair should be, tendrils move with serpentine intelligence. Her eyes, when they open, contain the depth of the ocean itself. But most disturbing is her smile too wide, too knowing. Kofi falls to his knees, praying rapidly. Dr. Mensah remains frozen, her analytical mind seemingly overwhelmed. The figure in the water raises a hand toward us. The gesture is almost gentle, inviting. Dr. Mensah takes another step forward, as if pulled by invisible strings. "Fatima, stop." I grab her arm, but she shakes me off with surprising strength. "Can't you hear her?" Dr. Mensah's voice sounds dreamy, distant. She's offering knowledge, secrets of the deep evolution itself. As Dr. Mensah wades into the shallows, I notice something moving beneath the surface, multiple shapes surrounding the central figure. Their movements are wrong, not like swimming humans or fish, but something in between. Suddenly, Kofi springs into action. He throws a prepared powder into the water, a mixture of herbs and minerals I later learn is a traditional protective substance. Where it hits, the water hisses and the lights flicker. The figure in the water contorts, her beautiful facade slipping for just a moment, revealing something ancient, something hungry. Dr. Mensah snaps out of her trance with a scream as a webbed hand grips her ankle. We pull her back just as she's about to be dragged under. The creature lets out a sound, not a scream, but something like whale song distorted through human vocal cords. The lights beneath the water pulse rapidly, then dim, retreating to the depths. We run, not stopping, until we reach the village. Dr. Mensah has no memory of walking into the water. The bruises on her ankle match Adisa's perfectly 5 points where skin has darkened, not through trauma, but through some kind of chemical reaction. Under microscopic analysis, her skin cells in those areas show mysterious alterations. Equipment recovered the next day. Caught nothing, all devices. Stopped recording at the exact same second. But we find something else on the riverbank. More scales. Good. A viscous substance that defies classification. Could. And imprints in the mud that suggest something large emerged from the water and returned. Buck! The scientific part of my mind searches for rational explanations. Mass hallucination. Unknown natural phenomena. Elaborate hoax. Could. Yet none fully account for what we experienced. Do you believe now? Chief Eco asks me the next morning. Cool. I don't answer directly. God. Instead, I ask, how do you keep your people safe? Respect. Boundaries. Remember that we share this world with forces beyond our understanding. Places protective charms around his village. Mami Kedu takes only those who are willing to go O's, drawn by greed, curiosity, or loneliness. Dr. Mensah prepares to leave for her laboratory with samples. though I notice she waits until daylight to approach the river again. There must be a scientific explanation. She insists, though her voice lacks conviction. As for me, I find myself in the uncomfortable space between belief and disbelief. Is Mami Kedu real? Is she a mermaid, a water deity, or something else entirely? The evidence remains inconclusive. Okay, perhaps she's a previously undocumented aquatic species. Perhaps she's the manifestation of a collective cultural belief so strong it creates shared experiences. Or, perhaps, as the villagers believe, she is exactly what the legends say, a powerful entity who has guarded these waters since time What I know for certain, something dwells in the Jubi River. Something intelligent. Something that calls to humans with song and light and promise. Something that can appear beautiful or terrifying depending on its intentions. The disappearances have stopped for now. The villagers say Mami Kedu has taken what she needed this cycle and retreated to her underwater kingdom until the river runs red again. As I pack to leave Kota, a small child approaches and hands me a necklace of river stone with natural holes threaded on a cord. For protection, she says solemnly, in case she follows you. At night, in my hotel room, miles from the Jubi River, I sometimes think I hear singing. And when I dream of lights beneath dark water, of a hand reaching up, of a smile too wide to be human. Whatever dwells in the Jubi River, it doesn't just live in the water. It lives now in my mind, and perhaps, after hearing this story, in yours as well.